Good day to all. Good day to all. There it is. Good day to all. Good day to all. So listen. Let me start off with the thumbnail. The thumbnail. The cheat code you're searching for is called discipline. So, you know, this one's off the cuff. All the Wednesday lives are. But I'm going to try to bring some value. And make the time in this video worth your time. Okay. So the title of this video: Think, Visualize, Believe, Manifest. What are we talking about? Creating something from nothing, and the amount of discipline it requires to do that. Recently, since last Wednesday to this Wednesday, I completed my calendar year of riding my bike between my two gardens. My two gardens are a little short of 7 miles apart. And I've been tracking, uh, tracking my miles, adding up that mileage each time I make a trip. And I couldn't even believe when I started that I would have even made 200 miles. But lo and behold, I completed 736 miles of riding, just tracking that trip back and forth. And the discipline required in that, but the reward that comes from it also. So, there's a 21-day theory that I've been using, and I don't know if it's exact to that. I don't know if it's 17 days, 27 days, 12 days. But when you do something long enough, at a certain point, it'll start getting easier because you're acquiring a habit, you're creating a habit. And that's very powerful, to create something that almost from thin air. And that's where the title of this comes from, because, uh, having an imagination, being able to think of something original is the beginning of it. The true first step to everything we see. I mean, literally everything you see in the screen behind me, uh, everything in this room, um, somebody thought of and saw it all the way to production. Um, the motivation for most of it is financial, which is fine. Um, but I'm just saying, all these are realized thoughts that became things. And uh, we have to have the power in ourselves to believe in what we are uh, doing and creating ourselves. So, to first of all think of something, it requires imagination. Um, Part of that think tank could be your inner circle, your I would like to say for me, it's my mastermind alliance, the people that I bounce thoughts and ideas off of. In that process, that's where all the thinking is really starting to begin. The visualizing, the next step, starts to happen. It's kind of where it becomes a solo show. Um, it's where you take these things you've been thinking about and you actually start putting a physical form to them, meaning in your mind, like, oh, what would that look like? It might be an idea, an invention. Um, it could just be something that you've been wanting that you just haven't done. It doesn't matter. The visualizing process is a big part, but I look at that as the second step of this. Um, the third step that I'm putting in here is the believing. And, it's interesting because, as I m- learn and apply principles and challenge thoughts and ideas and stuff that I'm thinking about and coming up with, I've heard that belief, uh, I've recently used this in a video also, but it's kind of the death of almost like it's when you stop questioning things, you just believe it, but I believe in this case, I know in this case that belief is the next necessary step, no negativity to it. You have to be all on board with what you've thought and visualized and now believe you can do. And the fourth and final step, which is also important, is the manifestation. This is bringing it into life. This is putting it in a 3D form, um, starting to do what you say you want to do, becoming who you say you want to be, doing that thing. This is where the reward system really starts back. Now, if you have a really powerful imagination, the belief phase and the visualize and possibly even the think phase will be very rewarding, just because of the level of um, the, I guess, like just about everybody can reap the rewards from something that's sitting in front of them. It requires you to have a much deeper um, intellect, spiritual connection to get that kind of energy from the steps before something physically being in front of you, to actually be able to feel the excitement and get goosebumps from thoughts and things. And that requires a much tighter bond with what you're actually manifesting before you manifest it. um, and I just want to say that, like, one of the first steps is just really being a fool and not knowing anything. And then you go from not knowing anything, from kind of thinking you know something. And then you start going from that to talking about it. And then from talking, you go to actually starting to live these motions and movements out. And it's funny because in reverse engineering, each step before each other doesn't like each other. Like, in other words, the people that do stuff don't like the people that just talk. The people that talk good game don't like people that don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a cross related, almost uh, hatred, almost. But the goal is to make it to where you're doing what you say you want to do. It's about taking it from thinking to manifestation, and however that happens. But that's where this thumbnail comes into play. And, the cheat code that we're looking for, that we're searching for, is discipline. because that's what brings what we really want into fruition. So, this is to motivate that. This is just to bounce some more thoughts off. Um, so, to pull out of that for a second and just speak to um, the 21-day thing. Um, you know, you proved to yourself quite a bit over 3 weeks of having to make yourself do something that hasn't been a normal part of your schedule. And as you continue to do it, it's funny how your life just opens up and makes space for it. And then you start to actually need and kind of want and require that thing. And, you know, um, I just I want to inspire people to make sure that you are around folks that bring the best out of you, that challenge you in these type of ways. And, this is what we should be demanding of the circles around us. And I think what holds us from doing this often is not wanting to leave people behind, but understand growth is leaving things behind that you thought you really couldn't do without or be without. So I wish for everybody to grow past your comfort zones into uncomfortable zones, and challenge your friends, challenge the people that you spend time talking with. And that challenging is about being transparent and speaking from your heart and sharing things on an intimate level, on a vulnerable level where you could be hurt or damaged. But that's where all the beauty comes from. That's where you learn what you need to learn from this lifetime. So, if you guys would just excuse the super bright shirt, but I try to make sure I keep changing something up in my environment of every video, just a little bit. But I didn't have that much to give here, or that much more past that to give on this subject topic. But um, I just want you to know that this is an interactive page, especially the Wednesday lives will be interactive. And after I get through this first year of these lives, I'm sure that um, I'll try to get more consistent, like with the timing of them and things, so they're not so sporadic. So I can give people a chance to join in and participate and be a part of what I'm doing with the lives, because this is really like a freestyle off the cuff thing. So if you have looked at a video or two of mine or 10 or whatever, um, and you would like my input on something else, uh, feel free to comment that and put it in the comments. I try to be interactive with them. I'm not, as of now, I'm not really fast on the response, but I appreciate them all and I will respond to them all. And your comment could become the topic for the next video. So, I will be dedicating lives to my comments and things like that, because that way I think it's interactive, and I think it's awesome when something on your screen, something you can play a part in it. So I hope that I can bring that value and somebody out there will gain something from this. This is me trying to leave a piece of me. um, I'm trying to have a calm that the generations before us did not have a chance to. They didn't have a chance to really do this. They couldn't leave video, especially of this quality, video and audio of them behind for generations behind them, if not just strangers, to check out and catch your message. So um, there's pros and cons to everything. We can talk about how good some things were back in the old days, but I'm more interested in today moving forward and using the tools that are at our disposal. And one of the great advantages is if you have the courage to get in front of a camera and talk your talk and share yourself with the potential stream of the public at large. So, um, a lot of my conversation comfort comes from knowing that my my calling or my message, it comes from a pure place. And what I mean by it comes from a pure place is I want the best for everybody. I want everybody to win. I want everybody. I don't want anybody to be hungry, lacking a thing. But I can see that the systems that are in place, the things that are in front of us, are kind of what's holding us back now. We're not evolving at the rate we should because we're actually giving too much energy to the past and things of the past. We haven't evolved with our technology. I think that's what's holding us back. So a lot of my goal is to try to push people, to push the folks around me, to push you who's paying attention to this, to do something a little more, something uncomfortable. Just push yourself. I want to help push you through that because all the things that we really want in life are past our comfort zones. Um, they're past what we normally allow ourselves to do. That's where all the joys are. So I've been recently, thank you, Davion. I've been recently reaping a lot of joy from things that I've been starting to do automatically, doing a lot more gardening. I'm conversating more. I'm sharing more with my circle of people and the conversations I'm having, and I'm reaping the rewards of it. And I'm starting to see how I'm moving different in the course of just a morning before lunch. The things that I'm getting done, it's more than I was doing in 2 or 3 days, because I believe I've pushed myself into a new field of doing. So I just try to encourage to say that, listen, comfort zones kill. Let's not spend our time being comfortable. I heard that comfort is the active pursuit of death. Really, all the things we want come from discomfort and pushing and evolving. We're here to do something, and I hope you can find your calling, not dumb it down, and do the great thing that's out in front of you. Okay. And I just want to push you to do that. I don't know what that thing is, but I encourage you to do the inner work and figure out what it is and become that and do that. All right. So with that, this is another Wednesday Live. Thank you for your comments, Mr. Jackson. I appreciate you. And anybody who will see this in the future, okay? But listen, just know, even after this video is over, comment. If you just have a topic, a thought, an idea, because this channel is really not bottlenecked. It's not about one or two things. It can be about anything. We can go from political stuff to inspirational stuff to astrophysical stuff, whatever, you know what I'm saying? However we do it, we're going to try to work it back to common sense and accountability. That's what we're doing over here at Nurturing of Our Humanity. Okay. So with that, I wish you a good Wednesday. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it so much. Until next Wednesday. And some more of that, see if I can get that to zoom in. But anyway, some more of that nice smelling stuff. I'm inspired. I'm about to go enjoy this. All right. Peace.